The final electronic wiring has been completed now. I have the flea tail ESC, the XP7 main ESC attached. I'll probably replace the stock RX with the 2605A when I receive it, but this will be good for now. Low drop current driver tucked in, and two leads that will go to the fuselage for the lights on the fuselage. And it's pretty compact, pretty nice, and I just got to do a quick test to make sure that the servos and everything are initializing, and we'll go ahead and fit the fuselage onto the frame. Now do a quick test to make sure everything's going to initialize with the transmitter. And let's see if we get servo action. Very good. Everything is as it should be. Main motor. Everything's cool. Looking very good. I need to make sure the tail motor and everything will work before I install the fuselage, so let's see what happens here. Okay, we've got servo action, and the tail's working very nicely. And going in the proper direction counterclockwise. Very good. I think we've got it. Ready for the fuselage to be installed on the frame and do our final wiring for the lights. So I've now fit the fuselage on the frame, installed the canopy. Want to make sure that it would fit over the electronics, which it does fine. It's looking very nice. Ultimately, my goal is to be able to remove this part of the tail case and give it the more scale look, but I want to be able to fly it first, just to make sure that I'm not going to damage the tail motor if it's tail heavy or something like that. But it's coming along nicely. Now what I have to do is just go ahead and locate the connections for the wires, small plugs, and determine the proper length for the power wire. I'm getting pretty close. Then will be final graphics. Now all the electronics are installed with the fuselage. All the lights are hooked up. Everything's in place. And the next step will be to go ahead and mount the battery and do a test and make sure everything's working. Now I've gone ahead and mounted the battery, and leads are fitted right through the front. It's going to look good. Not really going to see the battery too much, and it really should do the trick. The next step will be to go ahead and do a final test and make sure everything's functioning before taking it apart one more time. And I got to do graphics and things like that. Still have to mount the rotor head and all those little details, but it's looking pretty good. The battery is plugged in, and we're testing all the electronics. All the lights are working properly. Servos are working, and tail motor, main motor, tail motor, main motor. Everything's working great. All we have have to do now is fit the canopy, and we're getting closer to finishing up here. Now with the canopy in place, everything fits well. This is going to be great. I'm very excited about this. Next step will be to go ahead and pull the fuselage off again and do a few final touches on the wiring inside, and put it back together, install the rotor head, and see if it'll fly. If it flies successfully, then I'll go ahead and remove the tail, the bottom part of the tail fin there, so we'll have a more scaled look, and do the final graphics and make it look like a CHP helicopter.